Well, where's the white rabbit? Late again, huh? Where anything can happen, and it usually does. How am I going to explain this back at the office?
This is a fast breaking news break from TrinityRedorBluePill. HiHoKermitTheFrogHere. Not going to be a lot of editing in this. I just want to put out what the Hopi prophecy says and how interesting it is that Nebraska had an earthquake yesterday of a 3.7. It is on a fault line. And of course, there's a lot going on. You ready? Let's go. Leading space science expert predicts a direct hit on Earth from a solar storm, saying that it could cause blackouts, GPS navigation systems to go down, and we also had a massive crack in our magnetosphere. Earlier this month, a G1 class geomagnetic storm hit the Earth, causing brief auroras over Canada. And we've all heard about the dark matter and the abandoned gold mine. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. And the green skies, and then there's been a lot of red skies. And I talked about releasing the Kraken and how they do that in the deep oceans when they want to bring up the giant squid with red lights. So what is going on? Possible Earth-directed solar flares, CMEs, coronal mass ejections, that could lead to blackouts. A direct hit from a solar storm, it's a snake-like filament launched as a big solar storm, while in the Earth strike zone, it's predicted that July 19th, the strong auroras should possibly, with this one, go deep into the mid-latitudes. Amateur radio and GPS users expect signal disruptions on Earth's night side. If they're reading this right, it could hit the U.S. West Coast at around 11 p.m. Monday night. That's tonight. So just have your flashlights. Always be prepared for any type of storm, and keep your cell phones charged up, because as long as your cell phone's charged up, you will have the ability to use it until your battery dies. Or if you have a way to charge it via solar, you'll be fine too. But don't panic. Know that it will come back. But just have things like you would for anything. 3.7 to 7 km southwest Superior, Nebraska. There was an earthquake yesterday. So crazy. But, they are looking for that dark matter in that abandoned gold mine that runs to Chicago. And I did a whole video on that. July 16th, 2022, a dangerous geomagnetic storm struck Earth and cracked open its magnetic field. It was broken apart as solar winds rushed inside the protective shield of the planet and caused a 14-hour-long geomagnetic storm. When an unexpected geomagnetic storm struck the planet and cracked open the Earth's magnetic field, the primary shield from all solar radiation and magnetic flux, it turned two different streams of solar winds that collide. Now, the solar winds that carry the magnetic flux, it stretches open the Earth's magnetic field, causing cracks within itself that do not last longer than a couple of hours. However, this one stayed on for more than 14 hours. And some people are saying, how coincidental is it the first week with everything with the planetary alignment and, CERN and DUNE, deep underground neutrino experiments, all that being turned on, who's to say? They have their theories. They talk about their theories all the time. So I think that you're welcome to have your theory as well. And it is believed that due to the increasing solar activity, the speed of the solar wind, the question remains, is it safe? And that these cracks are temporary, and as soon as the effect reverses, the magnetic field repairs itself. Now, I need to get into the Oort cloud and VP 2012 I've been talking about. The Oort cloud is something called the Opic Oort cloud. The Oort cloud is the proximate source of the observed nearly parabolic or so-called new comets entering the planetary region. The Oort cloud lies far beyond Pluto and the most distant edges of the, I think it's Kuiper Belt. And while the planets of the solar system are orbit and flat plane, the Oort cloud is believed to be a giant spherical shell surrounding the sun. The Oort cloud is a reserve of cometary nuclei, contains ice dating back to the origin of the solar system. That the Oort cloud is incredibly sensitive to gravitational forces from objects other than our sun. What can be found in the Oort cloud? That's what I'm curious about. The Oort cloud and VP 2012. 2012 VP is about 450 kilometers in size with a moderately red color. Now that's the James Webb telescopes going up there, and they're trying to see in different spectrums of light what they want to detect that we are not seeing. And this also goes into releasing the Kraken, and how they got the giant squid to come up was by light. The James Webb being like a time machine, because anytime you do anything with bending light or light, you're talking about time, the speed of light, and that's time. And they are sensitive to the very distant solar system. 2012 VP, dwarf planet, is a scattered disk region. A dwarf planet located in the inner Oort cloud is not officially recognized as a dwarf planet yet. Interesting. Let's find out why it's nicknamed VP 2012. Nickname. VP 2012, nicknamed Biden, trans-Neptunian object, located in the outermost reaches of the solar system. First observed November 5th, 2012. It is possibly large enough to be a dwarf planet. It's a very interesting rabbit hole to get into. I've not gone into it that much. However, now the Oort cloud is appearing, and we know that it could be in it. And its approach to the sun. The solar system greater than Sedina's goes on to say that this undiscovered object, Planet 9, or some people call Planet X, is the outer solar system shepherding these distant objects into similar type orbits. Its surface is thought to have a pink tinge resulting from chemical changes produced by the effect of radiation of frozen water, methane, and carbon dioxide. And the discovery on Mars, and them thinking it was possibly nuked, and finding the xenon material, is very interesting. That the dark matter they talk about in the abandoned gold mine in South Dakota that has the part from Geneva, Switzerland, from CERN, also talks about finding this xenon in the Lux detector. Nicknamed 2012 VP, was abbreviated VP and nicknamed Biden by the Discovery team after Joe Biden, who at the time of the discovery was Vice President of the United States. I'm not political here at all, but I find this very interesting. That's the only reason why I'm showing this, or sharing this. And it's currently unknown how 2012 VP acquired this distance beyond, and the characteristics of its orbit, like those of Sedna's, have been explained as possibly created by the passing star or a trans-Neptunian planet of several Earth masses, hundreds of astronomical units from the Sun. This is a simulation showing its orbit. 2012 VP Inner Oort Cloud, 2012 VP Inner Oort Cloud Object Discovery Images. Blue and red. Kachina. The native people's concerns for millennia is that they hold the universe in their hands, as the elders exclaim. But today, they have lost the powerful will of their true role. Native title to land was based, according to the Hopi, of caretaking. Their home was not based on conquest, and they knew that the empire built on conquest must inevitably crumble. They're seeing that today, and this was the argument about the forces that give life. Hopi and the Navajo, their land was dug up. The tribe never signed a treaty for that dominant power of the U.S. to do that. There's a lot more to be found out about it. Few elders will be left to teach anyone how to talk with the clouds, or what it means in terms of geophysics and the earth changes ahead. The prophecies were taught face to face with the elders who were trying to get the world to listen. Their thoughts were clairvoyant, and their prophecies are manifesting worldwide. Native elders will ask, how will that knowledge of quantum mechanics serve us when we don't even know how to live? There was a time when the scientists were asking the Hopi elders about what they could share about the earth changes. Now we know. They are happening, and there is precisely nothing we will be able to do except for go through the storm. Civilization has unleashed a monster beyond the wildest dreams. Ancient metaphysics to the soil was being declarized when the Arizona Public Service imposed water, sewer, electric lines on the people who wished to maintain their sovereignty and who had no desire to pay taxes or become federal subjects, as we all have become. Today, the forces being unleashed will challenge the foundations of society. Knowledge that issued time before computer and pollution that is killing clarity and life itself. Much like the Trahirma of Copper Canyon in northern Mexico, the thought of the pre-science that came before computer models that so much of our society is beholden to, the thought of crops that the Hopi grew in near impossible conditions, thanks to their prayers and songs. Science can dismiss these prophecies as mere superstitions or mere coincidence that cannot be proved or disproved. The Hopi psychic pattern of the mind lives connected to its counterpart. The events of the world unfold in the physical realm. No discoveries by nuclear researchers at the CERN facility could match the intrinsic mindfulness of the elders. We face radical change in civilization that has never occurred in the human time frame. Elders have warned us that the dominant society, so very bent on the extraction of resources, has stirred the underground serpent, which is bound to wreak future military and ecological havoc. The signs are here. We need to strengthen ourselves by running and taking cold baths, say the elders. With the heat of the world now upon us, that we will welcome respite for what we have unleashed on the world. Traditional elders have been locked into a battle with the progressives for decades now. Progressives who subscribe to the police state and the coal mines and the machinations of the dominant society. The traditional elders emphasize that the contest today is between those who subscribe to such prejudice and those who recognize the human family as a balancing influence with nature. The mentality that rules the modern world wins. true caretakers of the land, and life lose charge of their trust. The human sojourn in this world will come to a painful conclusion, along with almost every other life form. The wisdom of the ancient world prevails. Our peaceful tenure could last indefinitely. It is time humanity choose either the path of annihilation or the path of everlasting life. The elder Yanyami of the Amazon, whose people suffered invasions of their land, killings by foreign gold miners, and unprecedented fires, told the world, whatever is happening to us will happen to you. Listening, respecting, acting on the wisdom of the first people of the world may save civilization. The elders have been right all along. The emergency is here. It has arrived. The time to act is now. A timeless warning. I hope that you've enjoyed this and that you've watched it till the end. I put this together quite quickly and not as much fancy editing as I'd like. However, I feel it's very important to get out. I hope that you did watch it till the end, that you will share it, and that you will comment below. Never underestimate the power of kindness. Please be kind. I hope someone's kind to you. Humongous hugs, high fives, and good vibes always. Trinity, RedOrBluePill, HiHoKermitTheFrogHere. Come with me, and you'll see.